Our earlier story about the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal commencing its pre-hearing session at the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division today. Our judiciary correspondent, Celestina, Iria, who has been monitoring development, is standing by. Celestina, let's talk about the significance of the pre-hearing session that commenced today.
Well, about the pre-hearing session is to usher in all the petitions, though they've already been filed by the petitioners and responses have been made by the various respondents in their preliminary objection. So what the court did today is to allow the various petitioners by their counsel identify these processes, and if there's any cost for or any need for any other application, it can be made before proper hearing can commence. The court was able to, in this plenary pre-hearing session, take two petitions today, though it was three, but the Action Alliance withdrew their petition and it was deemed struck out by the panel today. That of the Labour Party and that of the APP was taken today, and tomorrow the court will take that of the PDP and that of the APM. And on Wednesday, the court will also take that of the APP and the Labour Party. So the court said, led by Justice Haruna, said that they would do that interchangeably, though the petitions were filed, but now to allow speedy dispensation of these cases, because they have less than 3 months, although it was 180 days from when the cause of action arose after the declaration of Tinubu as the winner of the presidential election, where the petitioners all filed their petitions before the tribunal. So before the petitions were filed and responses filed and served on the various petitioners and also the respondents, it took over 3 months. So now we have less than 3 months, which is about 90 days. So the court needs to move at a very fast pace so that justice can be served in these petitions.
Now, if we would talk more about Action Alliance withdrawing its petition, what's the implication of this?
Well, I can say it's less work for the panel, because now they would now focus more on the 4 other petitions that are before them. Though Action Alliance case, as they told us, though they did not really give any reason why they withdrew at the open court, had to do with unlawful exclusion by a faction presidential candidate who said his name was unlawfully excluded from the ballot paper because he ought to have participated in the election. But the candidate recognized by INEC, the candidate of Action Alliance who partake in the election, said he did not challenge the outcome of the election, or he did not challenge the election of Tinubu as the president-elect. So he came to court to withdraw the petition. But the factional presidential candidate who actually filed the petition got to know that unlawful exclusion has nothing to do with the tribunal. That is a pre-election matter, and the tribunal has no jurisdiction to sit on that matter. So that was the reason that led to the withdrawal of their petition today.
Celestina, let's talk about the need for speedy dispensation of justice. Counsel for the different parties have mentioned that they will not employ delayed tactics. And we even heard one of them mention there that it's not going to be business as usual. How reassuring is this?
As a matter of fact, it is very reassuring, because all eyes have been on the judiciary since the declaration of Tinubu as the president-elect. Everybody wants to know how the court will handle this particular issue that it is before it. Because remember, the last time the court we had the presidential panel set up was in 2019 that gave victory to the President Buhari. So everybody is looking at the judiciary to see how they would handle this case. And considering the fact that election matters are sui generis and we have 180 days, and already we have 90 days, over 90 days has been spent, they would want to adjourn this, adjudicate on this case within the time stipulated by law, so nobody will face injustice or jeopardy. So that's the reason that the justices said, okay, yes, it's going to be a day-by-day basis, and we're sure that all the issues you canvass, we're going to hear them and determine all the cases on the merits. Well, we know that definitely a lot of issues were raised as to the conduct of the election and the declaration of the president-elect. Yes, if who alleges must prove. So every petitioner that is alleging one issue or the other will have to come before the court, lay his or her evidence, and prove his or her case.
As the tribunal continues its sitting, we will be getting back to you for more updates from there. Thank you for speaking to us tonight.